Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of the Ancient History Previous Year Questions Part 4. So in today's session, we are going to discuss some of the very important questions that are really important for your upcoming exams and they are related to the ancient history. So be focused on the questions because these type of questions or the relevant questions would be coming into your exams that you will be taking afterwards. Apart from that, please do write down all the type of things that you find interesting and all the things that you find particularly important as the purpose of your exams. So let's start our session and let's see that what are the things we can learn from this particular topic. So before we start, these are the topics we are going to learn from this particular session. So first is Buddhism, other one is Zoroastrian or Judaism, and at last we will summarize the particular topic and we will see that what we have learned in this particular session. Before we start, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sati@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So the first particular question is in front of you guys, so I will give you the time, and before that I just need to read out the question for you. So name the Buddhist text that comprises rules for monks, and your options are Tripitak, Vinay Pitak, Abhidham Pitak, or Sut Pitak. So do tell me, according to you, which of the following is the particular book that comprises of the rules for monks. Just take your time. And I hope you remember this topic from the last session also, and I hope you also got the answer right. So the right answer of this question, guys, is Vinaya Pitak. So let's talk about this one. So Vinay Pitak, Sut Pitak, and Abhidham Pitak, there are three Pitaks in the three Pitaks of Buddhism, and every Pitak just tells about something different related to the Buddhism. Like if we talk about Buddhism, so Buddhism is a religion founded by Gautam Buddha. There is three basket or three pitak in Buddhism, which is a traditional term used for various Buddhist scriptures. The three pitaks are Sut Pitak, Vinay Pitak, Abhidham Pitak. The first one is the Sut Pitak. It is the collection of Buddha's sermon and teachings. Vinay Pitak, it is known as the Book of Discipline. This Pitak deals with the monastic rules for monks and nuns. Abhidham Pitak, this Pitak contains the philosophy and doctrine of Buddhism mentioned in the suttas. So do remember that Vinay Pitak is the particular Pitak which consists of the rules and regulations of the monks who are living in the Sangha. And the three pillars of Buddhism are Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. And if we talk about the Noble Truth, so Noble Truth is also related to Buddhism, where Tri Ratna is related to Jainism. So remember all these things. So Vinay Pitak comprises of the rules for monks in Buddhism. Which religion is the Tripitak sacred scripture related to? So we just did the question. So I hope you got this one right. Just take your time. As you can see, the answer of this question is, guys, yes, you are all right. It is Buddhism. And the Tripitak, also known as the Pali Canon, is a collection of scriptures that forms the doctrinal foundation of Theravada Buddhism. It includes three baskets of teachings: the Vinay Pitak, monastic rules; the Sut Pitak, discourse of the Buddha; and Abhidham Pitak, philosophical and doctrinal analysis. So, for this purpose, the Buddhism is here. Another question. So, Dash was born in 560 BC and died in 480 BC at the age of 80. Who was that? So, it just the question is in front of you. Take your time and answer me the question. And yes, you got this one right, guys. The answer is Gautam Buddha. So Gautam Buddha was born in 563 BC and died in 483 BC at the age of 80. Gautam Buddha was born in 563 BCE, that is before Common Era, in Lumbini, Kapilvastu, and died at the age of 80 in 483 BCE in Kushinagar, Uttar Pradesh. Lumbini birthplace of Buddha has been testified by the Rumi Nendi pillar inscription of Ashok. So this has all been done under this. So remember that Gautam Buddha was born in 563 BC and died in 483 BC. He died in Kushinagar in Uttar Pradesh, and he was born in Lumbini in Kapilvastu. That present day it is in Nepal. Under which tree did Queen Maya Devi give birth to Gautam Buddha? So options are Sal tree, Ashok tree, Peepal tree, or Mango tree. So I'm giving you the options. Just take your time. And yes, your answer is quite good one. The answer is Sal tree. So Gautam Buddha was born in 563 AD BC under the sal tree at the place called Lumbini in Kapilvastu. His father Suddhodan was the head of Sakyagan. Gautam Buddha attained enlightenment under the peepal tree on the bank of Niranjan river on the night of Vesak Purnima after 6 years of hard penance. So do remember he was born in Saltri, but he attained the enlightenment under the peepal tree besides the Niranjana river and in Gaya. While we talk about Mahavir, so Mahavir attained enlightenment beneath Saltri besides the Rijupalika river in Jambik village. Foundations of Buddhism are based on great truths and organ path. So options are 6428 8648. So just take your time and answer me the question. And I hope you got this one right. The answer of this question is 4 and 8. So, foundation of Buddhism are based on great truths that are known as noble truths. They are 4, and the organ path that is called Astangik Marg, and those are 8. So, Buddha preached 4 Arya Satya truth is relation to worldly sufferings. It is called Chatwari Arya Satyani in Sanskrit and Chatri Arya Sanchani in Pali. Remember, Pali is the language that is related to Buddhism. Following are the 4 Arya truths of Lord Buddha. First is grief, there is sorrow in the world. Next one is grief community, the cause of grief. Unhappiness, prevention of unhappiness, and prevention of grief. Gamini Pratipada is the asexual path of redress. Has described the asexual path for liberation from the worldly sorrow. These are Samyak Vishya, Samyak Sankalp, Samyak Ajiv, Samyak Exercise, Samyak Smriti, or Samyak Asamadhi. So, all these are the particular 8 paths through which we can attain enlightenment, and these are the 4 noble truths which we need to know. Which of the following is not among the 4 great goodies of Lord Buddha? So options are world of sorrow. The reason of sorrow is desire. If desire are not believed, then suffering can be relieved. This can be done by following the 8-fold path. So just answer me this question, guys. Just take your time. And I hope you got this one right. So the answer, if desires are not believed, then sufferings can be relieved. So Buddha preached the 4 Arya Satya truths in relation to the worldly sufferings. It is called Chatwari Arya Satyani in Sanskrit and Chatri Arya Sanchani in Pali. Following are the 4 Arya truths of Lord Buddha. First is grief, there is sorrow in the world. Second is grief community, the cause of grief. Third is unhappiness, prevention of unhappiness. Fourth one is prevention of grief. Gamini Pratipada is the asexual path of redress. Buddha has described the asexual path for liberation from the worldly sorrows. These are Samyak Vishay, Samyak Sankalp, Samyak Ajiv, Samyak Exercise, Samyak Smriti, and Samyak Samadhi. So remember, this one is the particular, is not among the four great goodies of Lord Buddha. Tripitak Dash is the earliest collection of sermon. So particularly it is related to what? Jain, Hindu, Buddhism, Arya. I hope you have enough of these questions and you can just answer me this one directly, but just take your time instead. And very good, guys. I hope you got this one right. The answer is Buddhism. So, Tripitak Buddhism is the earliest collection of sermons. It consists of three pitaks that are Sut Pitak, Vinay Pitak, Abhidham Pitak. If we talk about the Sut Pitak particularly consists of the sermons given by Gautam Buddha and a conversation between Ajat Shatru, the king of Haryank dynasty, and Gautam Buddha. Vinay Pitak majorly consists of the rules and regulations related to the monks who are living in Sangh, and the third one, Abhidham Pitak, it is related to the philosophy of Buddhism. Where did Gautam Buddha give his first sermon? So options are Kushinagar, Sarnath, Patliputra, or Vaishali. So just take your time and answer me this question. This question is really important for all of you. And I hope you got this one right, guys. The answer is very simple. The answer is Sarnath. So Sarnath is the place where Gautam Buddha gave his first sermon. And Sarnath is the major Buddhist pilgrimage site located 10 kilometers northeast of Varanasi. After attaining enlightenment, Lord Buddha gave his first sermon here, which is called Dharam Chakra Parivartan, and which was the beginning of propagation of Buddhism. This is a pilgrimage center of Buddhism. It is also called as turning of the wheel. So this was the time when Gautam Buddha attained enlightenment and he started giving sermons to the monks, to the people, that how they can also gain enlightenment and later on they can attain the nirvana. So remember, Sarnath is the place related to Gautam Buddha and the symbol of Dharam Chakra Parivartan is the wheel. Gautam Buddha gave his sermon in. So options are Kapil Vastu, Bodh Gaya, Sarnath, and Patliputra. So the question is same, but the way of asking is different. Just answer me this question. And you got this one right, guys. The answer of this question is Sarnath. Sarnath is a major Buddhist pilgrimage site located 10 kilometers northeast of Varanasi. After attaining enlightenment, Lord Buddha gave his first sermon here, which is called Dharam Chakra Parivartan, which was the beginning of propagation of Buddhism. This is the pilgrimage center of Buddhism. Remember, Sarnath is in UP. And Sarnath is the place where the Sarnath, famous Ashokan pillar of Sarnath came from. And if we talk about the famous Sarnath pillar, the particular lion statue of Sarnath is the one which has been used in this as a symbol of national emblem of India. Where did Gautam Buddha attain enlightenment or education? So options are Bodh Gaya, Amarnath, Kushinagar, or Lumbini. Just answer me this question, guys. Try to answer. It is a simple one. And you got this one right. So the answer of this question is in front of you is really simple, and the answer is Bodh Gaya, earlier known as Gaya. It is a place in Bihar. And if we talk about the Bodh Gaya, so Gautam Buddha attained enlightenment on the day of Vaisak Purnima on the banks of Niranjana river under the people tree, also known as Bodhi tree, at Uruvela, also known as Bodh Gaya, at the age of 35 years. So he attained enlightenment after particularly leaving his home at the age of 29, and he attained enlightenment at 35 years of age. After this, he was called Buddha. Buddha was gave his most of the sermons in Shravasti, the capital of Kosal Janpad. So remember, where did Gautam Buddha attain enlightenment or education? Gautam Buddha attained enlightenment on the day of Vesak Purnima. So Vesak Purnima is also has a very important significance in Buddhism, as the some of the very important things, like the first one, the birth, next one, the leaving of house, and the third one, attaining the enlightenment, and the fourth one, that is Mahaparinirvan. All these four particular significant events happened in Gautam Buddha's life on Vesak Purnima. That is why on Vesak Purnima we particularly celebrate the Buddha Purnima. Which Chinese scholar lived in Vijayawada to study Buddhist texts? So options are Dong Zhahong Shu, Juan Zhang, Kui Weeping, Dong Feng Shu. So just take your time and answer. And I hope you got this one right. This is a very simple question, uh, kind of moderate question. The answer is Zhuan Zhang. So remember, this question is important as it can be asked in the further exams. So Zhuan Zhang is the place. A scholar lived in Vijayawada and study Buddhist texts. So a Chinese scholar named Zhuangzheng lived in Vijayawada to study Buddhist texts. Chinese Buddhism is the Chinese branch of Buddhism. Traditions of Buddhism left a deep impact on Chinese culture and civilization for 2000 years. These Buddhist traditions can be seen in Chinese art, politics, literature, philosophy, and medicine. More than 65 of the world's Buddhist population lives in China. Due to this reason, the Chinese scholar used to come to India to study the Buddhist text here, and the ideas and the values of Buddhists are were absorbed in China. So remember the name Zhuan Zhang. He was a scholar who studied in Vijayawada. And if we talk about a scholar who studied in Nalanda University and later became a teacher there, and that was Wenzang. In which Indian state is Bodh Gaya located? So options are Odisha, Bihar, Jharkhand, or West Bengal. So just take your time, as this is a very simple question, but just take your time and answer. And yes, you are right. The answer is Bihar. So Bodh Gaya is a particular city that is in Bihar. And Bodh Gaya is located in the state of Bihar in India. Gautam Buddha attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, also known as people tree. Since then, this place is extremely important for the followers of Buddhism. If we talk about Bihar, so particularly this place, he attained enlightenment, and currently the OTA, that is Officers Training Academy, is also based in Bodh Gaya in Bihar. Gautam Buddha used the language of the common people in his teaching. So, particularly, which language did he use? Options are Magadhi, Sanskrit, Prakrit, or Pali. Just take your time and answer. So, I hope you got this one right, guys. The answer of this question is Pali. So Gautam Buddha used the Pali language in his sermons. And remember, Prakrit is the language that is related to Jainism, the literature or the text of Jainism. And if we talk about Sanskrit, so it is majorly related to the text of Hinduism. And remember, the Pali language, it has been majorly used in the text of Gautam Buddha. But if we talk about the particular court of Ashok, in Ashok's court, the major language was used was Brahmi. In the Jatak tales, the description of the birth and life of is found. So, which of the option, according to you, is or are correct? So, the options are Buddha, Lord Vishnu, Mahavir, or Lord Krishna. Just take your time and answer. We did this question in the last session also. And I hope you got this one right. The answer is Buddha. So, according to the stories, Jatak Tales is the particular book that tells about the description of birth and life and of his found of Gautam Buddha. Jatak stories are the stories of the previous birth of Lord Buddha, which have been preserved in all faiths of Buddhism. These Jatak stories are described in Sut Pitak. These stories give a message of morality, truth, religion, love, brotherhood to the society. So, do remember, Buddha is the particular personality whose stories or whose reincarnations were described in Jatak tales. The rise of Jainism Buddhism saw religious unrest in India in the century BC. So basically, in which century BC the rise of Jainism and Buddhism took place in India? So just think and answer me this question. A quite moderate question this is. And I hope you got this one right. The answer of this question is 6th. So, particularly in the 6th century, the period of the 6th century BC was in many cases the transitional period. Magad Empire was established during this period. Second urbanization took place and increasing orthodox of Vedic religion. Bigotry and dissatisfaction among Shudras gave rise to many religions in which Jainism, Buddhism were pro predominant. So do remember that it was the 6th century BC in which the Buddhism and Jainism were prevailed in our country. Who was the what was the name of the mother of Gautam Buddha? It is a quite simple one. Just answer me this question, guys. And I hope you got this one right. The answer of this question is Maya. So answer is Maya. Gautam Buddha's mother's name was Maya Devi, who was the princess of Kolya Republic. Remember, she was from Kolya Republic. This kind of question would come into your exam. She was married to Suddhodan, the head of the Shakya clan. So his father was from Shakya clan and his mother was from Kolya Republic. That means from where his mother was, his particular that clan has a republic ideology. She died 7 days after the birth of Buddha. After her death, Prajapati Gautami nurtured Buddha and was brought up by her. Also, to add to this, Prajapati Gautami was the one who particularly also became the first female disciple of Gautam Buddha later on. Another question, the rules of ethics given in Buddhism were known as and Panchshil Siddhant. So options are Panchangik Marg, Sastangik Marg, Astangik Marg, or Chaturthrik Marg. So take your time and answer me the question. And this one is quite good one. And we just discussed about this one in which we discussed about the four noble truths and eight type of things. So I hope you now got the answer. The answer is Astangik Marg. So in Buddhism, Lord Buddha preached the Astangik Marg or eightfold paths. The follower of Buddhism follows these paths and attains salvation. The Astangik path described by Buddha is as follows: Samyak Drishti, Samyak Sankalp, Samyak Vani, Samyak Karmant, Samyak Ajivika, Samyak Exercise, Samyak Smriti, Samyak Samadhi. These are the eightfold paths through which one can attain the particular peace in his life, and through that he can also attain the enlightenment. It is directly related to the four noble truths, in which he has said that the prevention of sorrow can be attained through the eightfold paths, and these are the eightfold paths. Vastu art mainly consists of Chaitya, Vihara, Stupa, and Stambh. These are related to options are Maurya, Buddha, Hindu, or Mughal. Just take your time. It is a simple one. And yes, the answer of this question, guys, is Buddha. So Buddha is that particular religion which is related to Chaitya, Vihara, Stupa, Stamba. The religious architectures of Buddhism developed in the Indian subcontinent. The following types of structure are associated with the religious architecture of early Buddhism: monasteries, that is viharas, relics, stupas, and temples or prayers halls, chaityas, and pillars. Chaitya is the place of Buddhist worship, while the vihara is the abode of Buddhist monks. The purpose of Buddhist stupas was to worship and protect the relics of Gautam Buddha. Buddhist monastery means the place where the gurus of Buddhism teach, preach, etc. to their disciples. The Mahabodhi temple at Bodh Gaya is an example of a Buddhist monastery. So do remember that Buddha is particularly related to Chaitya, Vihara, Stupa, and Stambha. Another one, Buddhist pilgrimage, Tooth Temple is located here. Options are Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Nepal, or China. So just answer me this question, guys. This is quite simple one, not very simple one, a moderate one. And I hope you got this one right. Also, the answer is Sri Lanka. So remember, the Buddhist pilgrimage Tooth Temple is located in Sri Lanka. Buddhist shrine Tooth Temple is located in the city of Kandy. The teeth of Mahatma Buddha were kept in the former royal temple of Kandy. Kandy was the last capital of Sri Lankan kings. It is included in the UNESCO's World Heritage Site. So remember, the teeth uh, temple or the tooth temple is in Sri Lanka. It is in Kandy. Where is Borobudur Buddhist temple located? So options are Nepal, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, or Malaysia. I am giving you the time. Just take your time and answer me this question. And yes, the answer is Indonesia. So Borobudur is a Mahayana Buddhist monastery built between 750 to 850 AD, located in the city of Magelang, central Java, Indonesia. It is still the largest Buddhist vihara in the world. It was constructed during the Shailendra dynasty in the 9th century. So do remember that Indonesia is the place where you will find the Borobudur Buddhist temple, and Tooth temple is in Kandy, Sri Lanka. Where do we believe that Lord Buddha came here, gave his first sermon, gave the name of the memorial, which is also called a seat of Holy Buddha? Options are Dhamek Stoop Sarnath, Sanchi Stoop Sanchi, Singdar Stoop Swat Valley, Dodul Chorten Kangtok. So just take your time and answer the question. And I hope you got this one right. This is quite simple one because the hint is already there. The first sermon was given. So it was Dhamek Stoop Sarnath. Mahatma Buddha gave his first sermon at the Panchavagis at Sarnath. It was here that the Emperor Ashok built the Dhamek Stoop. Which one of the following is the collection of teachings of Buddha? Options are Agam, Brahman, Puran, or Tripitak. Just take your time. And I hope this is a simple one. The answer is Tripitak. Tripitak is the basic and main text of Buddhism. The teaching of Lord Buddha are compiled in three literary volumes, which are called Tripitak, Vinay Pitak, Sut Pitak, Abhidham Pitak. Vinay Pitak consists of the rules and regulations, Sut Pitak consists of sermons, and Abhidham Pitak consists of the particularly philosophy of Buddhism. A religion of India, Zoroastrian, is mainly found in which state? Options are Maharashtra, Haryana, Bihar, or Kerala. Just take your time. And I hope you also got this one right because majorly you will find the religion of India, Zoroastrian, mainly in Maharashtra. So Zoroastrian or Parsi religion has maximum population residing in Maharashtra. The founder of this religion is Zarathustra. It is called Parsi in India. It is a religion practiced since ancient times in Iran. And they are majorly like the people like Ratan Tata and uh, Sam Manekshaw are particularly belonging to this particular religion that is called Parsi. Jad is associated with Jain Avastha. Options are Zoroastrian, Sikhism, Buddhism, or Jainism. Just answer me the question. And I hope you got this one right. The answer of this question is Zoroastrianism. So, Janavasta is a sacred book of Zoroastrianism. The Zarathustra was a prophet of Zoroastrianism. His teachings are compiled in a book called Janavasta. And Rig Ved is quite similar to Janavasta. That is why sometimes it has been said that Rig Vedic period is sometimes somewhere related to the Central Asia. Which religions do the Jews follow? The options are Christianity, Zoroastrianism, Jainism, or Judaism. Just answer me. This is a quite simple one. And yes, the answer of this question is Judaism. So, the monotheistic religion means the one religion that believes in one God only. Of the Jews is Judaism, which believes that the presence of God is experienced by humans' activities and history, and God transmit His message through prophets. The Jewish people consider Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as their main prophet. Moses Judaism is the religion of the Israelite and Hebrew speakers. So do remember that Judaism is the religion through which Jews are related to. Which of the following is related to Judaism? Dhampada, Torah, Guru Granth Sahib, or Tripitak. So these are the books. So just tell me that which of the following book is related to Judaism. And yes, the answer of this question is Torah. So, religion of Jews, Hebrew, and a Jewish scripture name Tanakh, written in Hebrew, it is known as the Talmud or Torah. So, Talmud or Torah, remember this book is related to Judaism, that is the people called Jews. Let's summarize that what we have learned so far, guys. So, first of all, Buddhist texts. The Vinay Pitaka contains rules for monks, while the Tripitaka is the recognized as the earliest collection of Buddhist teachings encompassing various scriptures. Key figures: Gautam Buddha was born in 560 BC and died in 480 BC. His mother was named Maya, and he attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya. His first sermon was delivered at Sarnath. Foundational teachings: Buddhism is based on the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Paths. The teaching often emphasizes the nature of suffering and the path to liberation. The rise of Buddhism occurred during the period of religious unrest in India, particularly in the 6th century BC. Buddha communicated in Magdi, the language of the common people. Key sites include Bodh Gaya, Enlightenment, Sarnath, First Sermon, and the Tut Temple located in Sri Lanka. Borobudur Temple is located in Indonesia. Connections to other religions. The content touches on Zoroastrianism and Judaism, highlighting their texts and significant features such as Jandavasta for Zoroastrianism and Torah for Judaism. And that's it in this session. I hope you learned a lot of things related to Buddhism, Zoroastrianism, and Judaism. And I will meet you again in the next session with such topics and such important topics on which you will get the questions in your exam. So, till the time we meet, bye bye. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.